Arnold here from Mr.Gadget, interviewing Stuart, who is the merchandising manager for Dell Alienware Australia, and he's going to be walking us through some of the main features of the new Alienware laptops. Thanks, Stuart.
Excellent. So we're looking at the 15X here, which starts at $24.99 in Australia. This is actually the most powerful 15-inch notebook in the world. We're actually a little bit late setting up today because we've got these lighting zones in here, and we had our tech guys enjoying that more than any of the features inside.
Yep.
So
Stuart, can I ask, in regard to these colours,
yep.
Is it all different colours, or are there like red background with keyboards, are they blue? Or
you can customise it all. So when we did the research, we actually found people play games very different ways.
Yes.
Some people were using mice, some people were using the touchpad and the keyboard.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do is make sure the software on here integrated. It's called the Alienware Command Center. You can program hotkeys and shortcuts on the keyboard. Fantastic. You can change the sensitivity on the mouse.
Right.
You can change all your lighting schemes, so you could set that up to tell you when it's running faster or getting a higher frame rate or doing all of those fun things.
Yep.
It's got facial recognition software that can automatically sense when the person changes if you set up the rule set.
Nice.
So if you're playing with a friend, you could have a turn, have all your shortcuts and high sensitivity set up.
Yep.
Your turn finishes, it'll sense that your friend has set that in front of it, and it'll change the sensitivity. So I'm not great with touchpads, and I find I accidentally touch it on the outside. So I can actually customise that so it's less sensitive on the outside where I actually accidentally touch it, and raise the sensitivity in the middle.
Fantastic.
And of course, being a Dell, you can change just about anything in here. So the colour of the case, the performance within the case.
Yeah.
$24.99. It starts with the 260, the NVIDIA video card.
Yep.
But you can just keep ticking boxes on this thing and turn it into the most powerful 15-inch in the world.
Now, here's a short story, Stuart. I actually got one of the first 17-inch Alienware laptops back in 2004. I loved it in the States, and I tracked them down to some, I think they were in South Australia or West Australia at the time, and but I had to sell it in 3 or 4 months because it was just too heavy, 5.1 kilograms. What's the weight difference of this now?
Well, this is in the 4s, so this is the 15X. So the reasons we've got the two models in the family, the 15 and the 17, this 15-inch will give you more than 3 hours battery life. It'll depend on whether you're watching movies or gaming or what you're doing on it. So the 15-inch is giving you a little bit more mobility there, and it's 400 kilos, so more transport.
Fantastic.
The 17-inch, the main difference is it'll give you a second hard drive, it'll give you a second video card, it'll give you a 1280p, and it's for your player who's really serious. He's plugged in, he's looking for the highest broadband speed he can get, and he's probably not travelling around.
Fantastic. All right, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, so
features?
It's interesting that one of the first units we sold actually wasn't to a gamer, it was to a guy who does videos for weddings. Right. So he can actually record the church service, do his special effects, render it down, and screen it as a movie at the reception.
Wow. Okay.
And we've actually got that starting from to about $2,500 here, which is down from 5, or I won't ask you what you paid those years ago.
7,000.
Yeah, well, down from those numbers. So people are looking at this who aren't necessarily people who built their own system in the past. And a lot of the people who choose this one in particular, they might be playing Sudoku on it rather than World of Warcraft. There's a whole bunch of use. And the person who buys this is every chance he's got something like an Xbox or a Wii at home. So this is the type of player who really enjoys their game.
So in terms of base stats, we're looking at what are the CPU, RAM, and video?
Well, as I said, you can configure them all, but it is Alienware, and it has to be sort of true to that legacy. So right out of the box, this has got the fastest 1333 memory. It's got 320 gig hard drive at the fastest speed, 7200 RPM. It's got Intel's new Core i7 architecture, so it's got the speed burst technology and the multiple cores and the hyper-threading.
Right, nice.
And it's got the NVIDIA, that 260 discrete video card in there as well. So if you're looking at things like WoW or massively multiple online role-playing games, you can play this right out.
Fantastic. All right. And I like these little air vents. Are they vents or is it intakes?
They're actually intakes here. So one of the challenges when you've got the world's most powerful gear is you've got to get your thermals managed. So here it's actually channeled through. We've got copper elements in there to help the cooling.
Nice.
We've actually got magnesium alloy, which has different thermal properties used in it as well. So even the materials they've used have really helped to shade how they can get the heat out of these things when they're running hard.
Nice, get a feel. Yeah, it's a solid machine. And in terms of ports, all your standard ports are there?
Yeah, what we find is once the guys have, or like guy or girl that chooses an Alienware wants to stay connected, they look at things like connectivity. So this one actually includes DisplayPort, which is that emerging standard, which Dell, amongst others, are really supporting quite heavily. So these and the Alienware family monitors are all got DisplayPort.
Fantastic. And all the wireless, Bluetooth connectivity.
Yeah, it's all straight off the top shelf. So the wireless is dual band, MIMO, and wireless. So everything's again straight out of the top shelf for this one.
Fantastic. It looks like we've got a really feature-rich gaming laptop here. Any final words, Stuart, in regards to this new range that you've just launched?
I guess just we're excited that it's still from Alienware. It's still coming out of the same labs in Miami, but it's a fraction of the pricing it's had in the past, so it can talk to more and more people.
Fantastic. Stuart, thanks for your time, and I'll be sticking around, having some nibblies and checking out the other gear as well.
Excellent. You might even go home with one of these if you're lucky.
Please. Thanks again.
Thanks,
Stuart.
Thank you.